Hello and welcome back. So, in this lesson, this is going to be the first lesson as we go into learning to play lead guitar. And so, by this point, you should already know all of your chords, major chords, minor chords, seventh bars, minor sevenths, half diminished, all that. And so, you've gotten good at not only being able to make the transition between different chords, but also you can hear the transition and know without being told up on one side of the screen what chords we're going to, but you can hear those chord changes and you're ready to get into playing lead. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to learn scales and we're going to learn them in different positions. And what that means is, for example, our first scale that we're going to learn it in the key of G. And we're going to learn it in the E position. And what that means is, you can make an E like this, as we talked about in our bar chords, and then move it up here and make a bar chord, and that would be an F. And then you can go down, and that's a G, right? And so when we say we're going to play a G scale in the E position, these three fingers here are making an E, and we have a G chord. And so we're going to learn a scale around that position, and so it'll be okay. So that's what a scale sounds like, and that is the scale over the E position. Eventually, we'll also learn it in the C position. And we'll also learn it over an A position. Right. And then we'll learn different combinations and maybe how to link one position to another position. But for right now, we're going to start with learning the G scale in the E position. And what you'll find is that all of the major melody notes are found inside of that G scale position. And so at first, as you're first learning it, you may think, well, this doesn't sound like a song. I'd rather learn songs. But trust me when I tell you, if you'll learn your scales and learn how to do them fluently and fluidly, you will find that when you go into playing lead in an actual song, you'll find that much easier, and you'll find making your lead guitar playing sound more vocal, which is really what we're looking for in a lot of ways and a lot of different styles, and I'll explain that a bit later. But this is an important and integral part of learning to play lead guitar, is learning the different scales. So let's get into our first scale. Now, before I get into the left hand part, let's talk about the right hand part. Let me go, and I'm going to switch to a different camera angle so you can see a close-up of my right hand. And as I go through the different notes of the scale, watch how I don't just... That is hitting each note as you would the strum. When you strum it, it's all going down largely. Now we'll deal with different strum patterns that also utilize an up motion, but a lot of what we're playing is down. But you don't want to play your scales only going down, because let's think about this. So if you're going from this note to this note and you're using down strokes on both notes, well, you've had to go down with the pick, and then you had to go up over the pick to hit the second note going down. Well, why not use the upstroke to hit your second note? So it sounds like this. And so on. And so the third note, 4, 5, So you'll see that all of my notes use an up-down pattern. You wanted to be able to play the up-down motion with your hand, with your right hand, as much as possible. And then if different portions of a song cause you to maybe need to change the pattern of your right hand, then that's fine. But you at least need to be able to okay? So as we're practicing, as we're learning and practicing this first scale, let's also be practicing with our right hand going up or going down, then up, down, then up on each note. And you'll use that more than you might think. And then there will be a time where, depending on the style you prefer, you might go down with your pick and up with one of your fingers. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, a lot of different methods. But as we're learning this, be practicing your right hand technique hitting the string in both down and up. So here we go. Our G scale in the E position. All right, so the first note is the 6th string, 3rd fret, and you're going to chord that with your middle finger. Then the 5th fret, 6th string, chorded with your pinky. 2nd fret, 5th string, chorded with your index finger. 3rd fret, 5th string, chorded with your middle finger. 5th string, 3rd fret, chorded with your pinky. 2nd fret, 4th string, chorded with your index finger. 4th string, 4th fret, chorded with your ring finger. 5th fret, 4th string, chorded with your pinky. 2nd fret, 3rd string, chorded with your index. 3rd string, 4th fret, chorded with your ring finger. 5th fret, 3rd string, chorded with your pinky. 3rd fret, 2nd string, chorded with your middle finger. 5th fret, 2nd string, chorded with your pinky. 2nd fret, 1st string, chorded with your index finger. And then finally, the 3rd fret, 1st string, chorded with your middle finger. So let's play it a little bit faster, and with a little bit faster, you'll hear it make much more sense sound-wise, and it'll sound more like a scale. Now, once you have that, go the other direction. And practice that over and over. Over and over until you can do it fluently. You'll notice that generally my fingers are assigned, each finger is assigned one fret and one fret only. So on all of the notes that are on the 3rd fret, I chord with my middle finger. All of the notes that are on the 2nd fret, the index, 4th fret ring, 5th fret pinky. Now, as we go on and learn different scales, different shapes, you may see that change. But for right now, practice having each fret assigned a finger, and you'll find that your speed can come a lot faster once you get the right hand technique down of going back and forth, and then you keep fingers all in the same fret. All right, so that's your first lesson and learning scales on your way to playing lead guitar. So practice that scale, get pretty fluent with that. Keep working on that right hand technique of going up and down as you pick the strings. And then after you feel confident with that, we're going to have another lesson on the C shape. We'll have a lesson on the A shape. And then we'll have a lesson on what I call a combination of those. It's kind of a scale to help you jump between the different positions on the neck, all staying in the same key. So work on this, and then I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.